One of our favorite people on the planet's in the studio, James Otto, singer, songwriter, vet, muscle car owner, father.
Oh my gosh, you guys have
goober.
car twins.
Oh gosh,
we do.
yeah, we have the same car. His is. Has he ever told you his story?
No.
Tell him about your car and the background of it.
All right. Well, my car's got a story. It was my first car.
Is it also a 70 Chevelle?
It's a 72 Chevelle.
Oh,
He's got
okay.
the 70, which is the cooler of the two.
It's the iconic, as I want to say.
It's the most iconic of the Chevelles.
Poster
it is.
child of muscle cars.
Yeah, mine was more of the grandma car. Like it was green. It was the grocery getter green with the white vinyl top and
I
the
hate
white
your
walls.
color. I hate your color. I wish
I
it
get
was.
it.
I know.
I
it's
like
just
it because
not-
it's an original color.
That's why
like
I
those
did it.
old ugly colors.
All right,
That's
sorry,
why I
all right,
did it.
keep
Robin's Head blue and all those weird things they used to do.
Well, it was my first car, and I fell in love with the car anyways, even though it had the grant. I saw what it could look like if I ever had money and could ever do something with it, and was planning on doing that. And I ended up joining the military right after high school. And what ended up happening was my dad sold it to my best friend the week I joined the military.
What?
And neither one of them told me until I got out of the military.
Oh my god! So this entire time you're like, I can't wait to get to my
Dude,
baby.
I was saving up money. I had a bunch of cash socked away. I'm like, I'm gonna put a new motor in it and a new transmission. Then I'm gonna move to Nashville.
No, you're not.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I got home and I was like, Dad, I'm ready to put a motor in the car. And he's like, what car?
Oh no! All right, so how did you get it back?
Well, so my buddy, luckily, this all ended up working out for the best. I was mad at my friend. He wouldn't sell it back to me. He would, was planning to build it, but it sat parked from '97 until about 5 years ago, and he decided that he and his wife were going to buy some farmland up in Washington State. And he wanted some extra cash to put down on a place and called me up and said, look, I'll sell it to you if you send me some money. And so I sent him some money, and so I've had it ever since.
What?
And I've been building it ever since. And he got to see me on the road with it for the first time since '97. That car had been on the road. I was driving it through Nashville the other day, getting ready to hopefully put an interior in it around the corner. So
It looks like the 1970s are going down the road.
yes, it does, which is what I like about it.
It looks so good.
It's straight.
I thought you didn't like the color.
Yeah.
A moment ago, you're like, I don't like your color.
It's not what like a lot of guys would have chosen for a color. If they're like most guys want black like his. You know?
They also used to have that. I mean, there was all those weird the greenish yellow that was real cool back then. I mean,
it's baby poo green. That's
It really is.
I almost call it olive oil because I was a sailor guy and I got out and she's kind of ugly. She got the green on and stuff. It's a trip, man. The car has been a blast. It's a giant money pit that my wife begrudgingly puts up with, but she knows I love it. And so,
how many transmissions have you been on, Big D, now?
Oh, transmissions? Two transmissions.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, just two.
well, hot rods are one of those things that are. It's not a place. You're not going to make money with it until you sell it.
No,
hopefully.
right.
Hopefully it's worth enough money in the end. It's definitely a place to lose a bunch of money in.
James Otto with us. By the way, if you want to see that car, it's all over his social.
Yeah, you can check it out on my social media.
Yeah, what is it? Just
Just put in my name, James Otto, and you're going to find me. But my website's jamesotto.net, and you can find all my socials.
All right. We'll come back talking some music with James. Come on up, hang on. James Otto in the studio with us as we such a great singer, such no bigger voice than James. By the way, I think James is. Are you
Not
on
many
steroids?
bigger guys either.
I swear he's getting bigger every time.
How tall are you?
I mean, I'm 6'5", but I've got hat and boots on at the moment, so I probably look like I'm 6'9".
It's like he's straight out of the circus.
When he walked in, I had to hug him. I said, I feel like a girl. I'm having to be up on my tippy toes. I'm all like,
Bubba was hugging his
I make everybody
navel.
feel feminine. It's good. I love it.
So speaking of songwriting part, we've known you for I don't know how long.
Long time.
Long time.
Like
Since the beginning.
Years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 years.
I never knew that you co-wrote In Color.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
how
What a
did you
blessing.
not know
I
that?
don't know. I thought Jamey just wrote it himself.
No, it was me and Lee Thomas Miller and Jamey Johnson. And man, that song has been such a blessing. I've had more grown men and like ex-military vets, hardened vets coming up to me in tears, telling me what that song means to them and how much, that song has affected their life. And man, to be a part of something like that is literally crazy.
The thing is like there's parts of the song like I don't really completely relate with it because it's
right.
older, but I do, and I think so many people do as well. And we're being heard on AFN, so all the ships at sea and all the bases right now.
Yeah,
and your fellow brothers in the Navy. Is there any way that we could get some?
Absolutely,
in color?
I'll play it.
James Otto in the studio with us.
Here. Well, I said, Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white, and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? You sit here, I was a love on. And times were tough back in 35. This is me and Uncle Joe just trying to survive a cotton farm and a Great Depression. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. This one he is taking overseas in the middle of hell, 1943. In the wintertime, you can almost see my breath. Well, that was my tale. Old Johnny McGee, he was a high school teacher from New Orleans, and he had my back right through the day we left. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep cover. You should have seen it in color. This one is my favorite one. This is me and Grandma in the summer sun, all dressed up. The day we set harvest. You can't tell it here, but it was hot that June. That her rose was red and her eyes were blue. And just look at that smile. I was so proud. That's the story of my life. Right there in black and white. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. A picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep cover. You should have seen it in color. Yeah, 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 yeah. You should have seen it in color.
I mean, it's like the best. Did you know that when you guys are writing that?
I felt like at the end of the day, we all felt like we had something special. We write a bunch of songs in town. I've written literally a couple thousand songs over the years that I've been here. And, most days you feel like, man, we got a good song that day. I think both Jamey and we walked over to his publisher that day and we're like, man, we think we got something special here. And then the story with that thing, it went through so many twists and turns. Trace Adkins cut that song first.
What?
Yeah, and was about to release it. And then he got on The Apprentice, which delayed the release of his album by over a year. And Jamey cut that Lonesome Song record during that time and released In Color. And I got a very angry phone call from Frank Rogers, his producer. Said, hey, man, your buddy is about to blow this thing with Trace. And Trace was, a huge star at the time. Massive
he's on The Apprentice.
He's about to be as big as he's ever been. He probably is as big as he's ever been, right? And so it was a really scary moment. We didn't know what was going to happen because when an independent artist releases an independent record, well, it kind of gets released into the void and
never heard of again.
You never hear it again sometimes. And that's the case with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, it was a God thing. Somehow that thing blew up and Mercury ended up picking him up and releasing that song, and the rest is history. He won Song of the Year, and
yeah.
And
then Jamey went away.
Yeah,
like he said.
Jamey says, "Okay, I'm noped out. I'm growing my beard. I'm like vitamins. I don't know what he takes, but that beard,
dude. Hey, man, he should be like in a shampoo commercial. That hair and the beard.
Yes,
man, it's crazy. He's like. He's got amazing hair and beard. I'm jealous.
If you're missing a dog or a pet, it
might be
beard.
in there. Yeah,
it's probably
bird's nest in there. It's crazy, man.
All right, James Otto is with us. Just so great. We'll go back. We'll talk some music that's coming out from James as well coming on the way. Hang on. James Otto is in the studio with us. You can check him out, jamesotto.net. Yes, we love singer-songwriters. We love James because of his voice and his personality. He's just an old friend. You get a new album that's coming up.
I do. I'm excited about. Speaking of Jamey Johnson, I've got Jamey Johnson and Randy Houser on the title cut of that record.
Nice.
The record's called Self-Made Fool, and the three of us have like a trio song on this album, and I'm stoked about it.
Bubba, what do you think? James Otto.
Okay.
All right. And then we get Randy Houser and Jamey, and we create this. Is there like a power trio? Wouldn't this be a
you mean like a full-time thing? Almost like a Traveling Wilburys?
I am down. It would be so cool and so much fun. We had a blast doing it. And, I've written on both of their records with them. The Magnolia record that Randy had put out, I wrote 2 songs on that with him.
Highly underrated album too.
It's so good. There's amazing songs on there, and he's such a great artist, man. His voice is incredible. He's one of my favorite people. Funny, cool, and crazy talented. So yeah, I'm down, man. If they want to make a trio record, I'm in. I've been trying to convince them to when they do that acoustic tour. They do every couple years they'll do Jamey and Randy do an acoustic tour, and I've been out on tour with them before. But I'm like, hey man. Bring me out with you. Let's do the three.
It would be kind of like the Highwaymen, but
I'm pitching it now, boys. Listen up. Let's do this. Let's make it happen.
Do we know when the album is going to be out? You have a
So the album will be out this year.
Okay.
And so we had a bunch of meetings with a bunch of different people, and since I hadn't put out music in so long, everybody was like, "You need to." Do this, that, and the other thing to help market your record. We're doing this completely independently. There's no money besides my money behind it. So they're like, you need to cut some cover songs and do a few other things, and then get the algorithm working for you, and then put out your record. Because
is that where the Beyonce thing came from?
That's where the Beyonce thing came from.
Because I see it all over the place.
Oh, it is. And what's amazing is, man, it's been played almost 100,000 times on YouTube. The AI video we did for it, it's crazy. And so the reason that I did it was actually it wasn't even for the covers idea. It was I was sitting home alone. And had a couple of drinks and was on social media.
Oh, boy.
And talking about and looking at all of the controversy with the Beyonce stuff, right? Like the Beyonce song isn't country. It isn't country. And I'm like, well, what's the difference between that song and some of this other bro country stuff? It doesn't sound any less country to me, other than her voice isn't terribly country.
There's a ton of different varieties of country. People forget that. There's something for everyone.
Right. There are. And so I was... a little buzzed and sitting in my studio, and I play a bunch of different instruments, and I do a bunch of different things, and I record music. And so I did a big post about it, and then I got thinking about it, and then I just started tracking it.
Can we get a little verse and chorus?
Man, I'd rather you play it, but
the production version.
Yeah, the production version where it's at. I'd love for you to play it because I want people to hear it. It's not what my record sounds like at all. It was okay. How would this song be country if it was a country singer singing it?
There is definitely no doubt about it that it is a country song.
Did she ever reach out to you?
You know what? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for either Jay-Z or Beyonce to reach out, but so far, no luck. I mean, you know.
I know a guy who sounds like Jay-Z. I'll have him call you.
Perfect. You see if I can make any raps into country songs. I don't think I got it.
Dude.
I don't have the skills.
I don't know, man. Anytime you're like, you know what? I'd made that when I was drunk.
Yes, yeah. And it's the power of social media is the problem here, right? So it would have been fine if I'd have made it and I was had a buzz on and it didn't go anywhere outside of my studio, but it has. And so, but honestly, it made my phone ring a whole bunch. So mission accomplished.
There you go.
Mission accomplished.
And the album, when come see us again when the album comes out, when the new one's out. We'd love to have you. James Otto, you can find him at jamesotto.net. We love you. We wish you all the best and expect a phone call soon.
I look forward to it,
Bubba's friend.
Dude, but you'll never know.
You'll never know.
You say he's Jay-Z and you'll be like,
okay, sure, why not?
I hope they do, man. That'd be amazing. I would love to have a Beyonce duet. Let's make it happen, girl.
It'd be you. Okay, it's you, Randy Houser, Jamey Johnson, Beyonce, and Dolly Parton.
I am in, man. Sign me up. That sounds incredible.
Well, because over the years, teenage kids have told you to like and subscribe, we don't have to say that anymore.
You know what to do.